Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. Well, I do what I do for you. Oh, I got something nice for you today. Let's get this party started. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. The message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to get the lessons. I appreciate you. The numbers is good. Let's ride. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Now, right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, and I'm on it, is to get all right thinkers to know thyself. I got ways to make that happen. You tune in and you get the lessons. That's what happens. If you want to be a right thinker, that's your goal. Your mission should be to get knowledge and understanding to know thyself. That's what I do for you. So I ask the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Also, a person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and thinks that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Maya, be true. Today we're going to go into the question that we asked about being initiating and what you're initiating to. Now, just to clarify, what you've been initiating to is the fundamental principles of the Netarian religion, aka Netarianism. Okay, so what is Netarianism and who's a Netarian? These are the questions I want to ask for you. Okay, I got a few pages of information, short but to the point, but hopefully clarification or give you clarity of what you, if you're part of being a right thinker, then you are in the Netarian philosophy concept. So you need to understand that and what it really means and what it's about. So I'm trying to make that happen. It says Netarianism is the oldest religion in history because Neter represents God. So it was always about God. Okay? The term Netarianism is derived from the name She Taught Neter. She Taught Neter means, again, the hidden divinity, aka God. He's hidden to unconscious people. They just know of him. They don't know him. Okay, you have to become conscious of God. That's our goal, and my goal is the right thing, the philosophy teacher, to get you to know God for yourself, aka to know thyself. Now, it is the ancient philosophy and mystic spiritual culture that gave rise to the ancient Egyptian civilization. This is our stuff, black people. The fundamental principles common to all denominations of Netarian religion may be summed up as follows. Now let's tell you what it's about. What is Netarianism and who is the Netarian? Okay, and here's the sign for it. Okay, you see the sign there? That's the Neter. That's the God. Okay, that's weapon, and this is the follower. That means you're following. You're going the right way. When you got the legs going the other way, that's Satanian. Okay, if you're going that way, it's the right way. You're going that way, it's the wrong way. They got the legs to implement that. That's to understand the hieroglyphic for that with the legs going that way. We call Shimsu Neter. The Shimsu, that little part you see right there, that's the Shimsu. It means follower of Neter. Okay, right thinkers, we are right thinkers. Why? We follow a right thinker philosophy. If I kept it She Taught Neter, then we would be Netarians, and we are actual Netarians, okay? First cousins, we related in philosophical concepts. There you go. How about that? So now the term Netarianism is derived from the name She Taught Neter, and those who follow the spiritual path of Shitat Netta are therefore referred to as Netarians. Simple. That's the definition, concept, easy to understand. So Netarian is what? Is a science of what? Netta. Remember, Netta is God. We call it God Netta. We didn't call God God. Ancient God was Netta. Understand that. So whenever you hear Netta, it's the same thing as God. And Netaru meaning more than one God. Okay? Plural. Nettarina is the science of Netta. That is the study of the secret or mystery of the Netta, the hidden. Amon means the hidden one. You have to recognize him, become conscious of him to know him. The enigma of that which transcends ordinary consciousness, okay, but with which all creation arises. The Indians call it God absolute, the all conscious, all encompassing, all that. That's all understood. That's the God. That's the Netta concept. All right, but you got the world did not come from. Understand this: the world did not come from nothing, nor is it sustained by nothing. Rather, it is a manifestation of what? Of that which is beyond time and space, God, but which at the same time permeates what? And maintains the fundamental elements of the universe. In other words, it is the substratum of creation and the essential nature of all that exists. We have a concept of God. We do. The ancients had the same concept. They just called them Netta. That's all. Okay. So those who follow the Netta may be referred to again as Nettarians. Those who follow right thinker philosophy, you are right thinkers. Male or female, don't make a difference. The right thinker is a right thinker. Okay? Now, we got to break down the Nettarian great truths. What is the philosophy, the great truth of right thinking philosophy? That's what we about to go over. It's just called Nettarian. Of course, that's what we follow. That's what we follow after. Our philosophy is just like theirs. Okay, now let's go. So the first one is four of them. They call it four great truths. The Netta, the supreme being, is one and alone, and as Nirvana, manifesting what? Everything and in all things in the form of what? Gods and goddesses. Netta, Nettaru. Again, conceptually, understanding what it means from both sides. Now, the Neberja, it means what? All-encompassing divinity. The all-inclusive, all-embracing spirit, which what? Which pervades all and who is the ultimate essence of all things. This first truth, and that's what this one is, it unifies all the expressions of the Commission religion, meaning one God, all other emanate from God. I got information that's going to prove that out as we go, but that's the first great truth. The second, I didn't read, excuse me, I forgot to read it in Egyptian. Pa, Netta, U, Nebercha, M, Nettaru. Next one, number 2. And Maya, Swa, Sa, Set. Kun, that means lack of righteousness, brings fetters to the personality, and these fetters lead to what? Ignorance of the divine. They're talking about the ego self. Okay, that's what that's about. When a human being, watch this, we are divine beings, spirit, having a human experience, but our memory is washed, so we don't know who we are. The goal is to what? Become conscious of yourself, hence know thyself. That's the purpose, that's the goal of right thinking philosophy. Same as the Shitat Netta. They taught this from my ancients. They knew all of this. They didn't have a whole bunch of options. They only had one thing. Okay, so watch this. When a human being acts in ways that what contradict the natural order of nature, which is negative qualities of the mind, and you will develop within what? That personality with negative concepts. These are the afflictions, here you go, of Set, aka the ego. Set is the Nettaru, again plural, one of the gods, and his specialty is egoism, selfishness, Anything that pertains to the I, remember, ego is edging God out. The ancients knew that. They kept using that to show you, if you're human, you are edging God out. You are spiritual. You're not human. You're spiritual, having a human experience. We get caught up in the human experience and forget who we are. That's the concept I'm trying to get you to understand. And what we call these is, watch this. These are the afflictions of Set, aka the ego. Set is the net root of egoism, selfishness, and the afflictions of Set include, these are qualities: anger, hatred, greed, lust, jealousy, envy, gluttony, dishonesty, hypocrisy, and I can keep going on, but that's enough to get the concept. Those are all qualities that if you pertain these, you are a Satanic egoistic person. You want to eradicate these out of your personality. That's the goal. So, watch this. So, to be free from the fetters of Set, one must do what? Free yourself from his afflictions. All those qualities, you got to eradicate them out your personality. That's how it's done. That's what I'm trying to get you to do on a daily basis. That's what I did, so I know how to do it. Why? I've done it, so I'm just showing you it can be done. I'm still doing it for you. That's what I do for you, to show you, so that you know I ain't just blowing smoke. I'm showing you and then telling you. Moving on. Number 3. Now, Ushu, Nafu, Sau Set. What the what? Again, the ancients spoke that. This is what it means. Devotion to the divine leads to freedom from the fetters of Set. Hello? The divine is Haru. When you do better, raise your conscious level, you're going to stop living from your low nature and eradicate that out your personality to be a better what? You. Hello? To be liberated. Nafu, that's what they mean. The word Nafu means freedom or to breathe. So when you are liberated, Nafu, from what? When you're liberated from the afflictions of Set, there you go. One must what? Be devoted to what? The divine. God. You see me pointing up. That's your higher self. Okay? The head is heaven. The feet is hell. But now, when you're being devoted to the divine, it means what? You're living by Maya, my girl. That means you understand duality and you're using both hemispheres of the brain. You ain't using one side. You're in a one-side thinker. A right thinker thinks with equanimity. Both sides. Duality. That's what Maya represents. Okay? That's your choice right there. And Maya, watch this. Maya, like right thinking philosophy, is a way of life. That is what? How to purify the heart and beneficial. Is beneficial for what? Society as a whole, as it what? It promotes virtue and order, righteousness, reciprocity, justice, everything that's good and divine is what Maya represents. When you follow Maya, these are the things you're doing. The 42 negative confessions, if you follow them, you're good to go. Why? Because it's going to hold you accountable to do just the things you need to do for that purpose. Okay? And when you live in Maya, it means what? You're practicing Shidi, which is spiritual practice and using spiritual disciplines, obeying your higher self. Let your conscience be your guide, so to speak. Now, you got Uasha. It means what? Devotion to the classic pose of adoring the divine. Okay? It's called Dua. Masonic order, we call it sign of astonishment. I keep laughing about that because it just cracks me up how they do that, and I'm living proof. Dude, I get it, I understand it, that's why it cracks me up. They call it the sign of astonishment. The ancients call it the dua, and it's standing or sitting with the outraised arms facing outward towards the image of the divinity that you're worshiping. Okay? At that time, it's the sun. Dun, 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 dun. I know everybody does this in reference to the sun. Moving on, that's another quick lesson. All right, here we go. So now, Ari Shidi. Now I know Ari is action. Okay, I know that. Shidi is studying. Reek is having knowledge. And is the heart. And Makaru. Now I'm learning as I read it. I'm starting to understand some of this stuff. And then when you get the repetition, it starts to make sense to you. So yeah, I got that. And what we're saying now, this is the 4th level. This is the one that makes it all come together. The practice of right thinking philosophy disciplines leads to what? Knowing oneself and the divine to be one. I bust up at the seams right now because you know that's been my thing. Everything's on the one. It's been that way. It ain't changed. Okay, even from the concept that George had about funk, it's still back to the one. The beat on the one. On the one. So, excuse me, I get a little excited. Alright, but trust me, the practice of right thinking philosophy, it leads you to know oneself and the divine to be one. And this is called truth of speech. I'm speaking from my higher self. That's God. I'm giving you from the heart. I'm not here to be deceptive or sneaky deceiver. No, I'm here to be honest, forthright, and to teach you concepts that you can practice and manifest for yourself. That's right thinking philosophy. I see the clock going. I got a few more minutes. I'm almost there. I got you. Now, when you're doing Shidi, that means what? That means you're studying profoundly, daily. Don't a day go by that I don't put study time in to read something, acquire some information, some new knowledge. Why? That's what I do to keep myself abreast of what's going on in life. I'm a student of life. I'm a master of right thinking philosophy, but I'm still living life and learning as I go. The better I get, the better I can teach you. Moving on. And I'm doing Shidi, and that means I study profoundly. Still to this day. You do that to penetrate what? The mysteries, to get the true understanding of right thinking philosophy, and you discover the nature of what? The divine. God. I'm trying to get you to God. But any means necessary, in the words of Malcolm. So, but my main goal is to get you to understand how to get to him. Okay? And to show you by doing this, you can and will get to him. There have been several practices designed for what? By the sages of the ancient Egyptian commit to what? Facilitate the process of what? Acquiring and mastering self-knowledge. That's having knowledge of God and knowing thyself. Thy is God. That means we are gods in the flesh. We need to be aware of that. And don't get caught up in, oh, I ain't God. I'm a human being. I'm just human. No, when you got flawed in your errors, that's what makes you human. Act better than that, and you won't have to worry about being human. You become spiritually enlightened, and you'll conduct yourself as a spiritual being, walking, acting, talking, and being on a whole nother level compared to those ordinary and those human beings who don't know that they are truly divine and spiritual beings. So there's a difference, okay? People see a difference in me. I'm just saying, I don't do a lot of stuff. I don't cosign ignorance, but I'm around it on a regular basis. I'm going through the ignorance like an eel through seaweed. Why? I ain't got time to avoid the nonsense. You can do that. You're going to be ignorant too because they're ignorant. You got to join and be ignorant? No. Moving on. All the traditions. Okay, wait a minute. I ain't done yet. There are, now watch this. These are what they call religions. She taught tradition and the Sema, which is SMA, SMA, Tawi, which is the yoga disciplines that I studied and mastered, and relate to them what? That urgent, the augment the spiritual practices. When you study, learn, and manifest, you raise your conscious level to another level. You become a different person, an enlightened being. Akus, us enlightened being walking the earth, doing good things. I think what I'm doing every day is a good thing. So I'm living what I think I should be doing, and I'm comfortable doing just that. What I do it for you. Moving on. I'm almost home. Where we at? And I got one more page for you. Here we go. Now you got all traditions relate the teachings of what? The sage by means of what? We teach through myth, allegories, and stories. Relate to a particular god or goddess. We use them for a purpose to make the message or get across a message. It is understood that all these Neteru, which are really what? Related, like who? Brothers and sisters. Why? Having all emitted from the same source, aka the father or the mother, the same supremely divine parent. Again, God is mother and father, okay, who is neither male or female, but encompasses what? The both totality of them. I mean, he's male and female. I told you the creation, he ejaculated and became pregnant, but he had the power to give every seed. That's the concept. That's what they try to teach you. That's the understanding, and that's the lesson. I got more for you. We're gonna move on to the next. The great truth of the Netherlands are realized by means of 4 spiritual disciplines in 3 steps. That's next. I'll be back, right thinkers. As in closing, may all you right thinkers live to be 100, and may 100 minus a day. So I never knew that right thinkers like you had passed away. I'll be back.